All right, Dan, the floor is yours.
All right. So the first.
Oh wait, sorry, hold on.
Oh wow. What is that?
It was the muff. The muff was coming off.
If I had a nickel.
We don't have a lot of bloopers this time. It's because you're getting better at speaking. Good for us, bad for the viewers.
Good for content, bad for content.
Yeah. I've gotten requests to teach this specific trick since I learned them, and I learned them over a year ago. In a sense, this is kind of like learning how to no comply. You have to unlearn certain things in order to learn this trick. Dan Corrigan taught me. You guys know Dan, and you guys have been asking how to do it for a very long time, and that is the railie. Now this trick is very intimidating. You see someone do this trick, you're like, awesome. How the fuck did you just wall ride a rail? That makes zero sense. It's actually a hell of a lot easier than what it looks. Once you get it down, it works all the time.
So the first thing about this trick is the way that you approach it. It's really important that you ride straight at the rail. If anything, you might be able to get away with a little bit of front side, but don't come at it like this angle. You want to go as straight at it as you possibly can. What actually happens with this trick is it's not necessarily that you're hitting, and sometimes you do hit your wheels and your board, then your back truck, but a lot of people think you're just ollieing and hitting your back wheels on it. What you want to aim for is this spot right below your front truck right here. You're trying to hit that right there. And when you do that, you're basically just mobbing your ollie at it like this. If you ollie, you'll get stuck. So don't ollie. And when the board hits right here, it's gonna bounce back, so you wanna get light-footed the second you hit the rail. A lot of times if you watch a lot of footage of when people do this, the back foot comes off the board. That's to get out of the way of the board bouncing over it. And as it goes over, you treat it just like a wally. Like if you go at it with the mentality of a wally, it's gonna be that much easier. If you're like kind of pussyfooting around, that's how you get stuck.
What he means by that when he says mob ollie, he means do a very shitty ollie. Your tail doesn't necessarily hit the ground hard enough to pop the board off. That's what you wanna do at this rail. And like you said, you have to aim for just under the truck. When it gets to the rail, it's not gonna hit directly under the truck. It's gonna hit about here. But you need to aim for here, because if you aim for anywhere lower, your back truck is gonna get caught. And as soon as you feel your board connect with the rail, you raise that foot up and it just lifts you up over the rail. And one thing that you don't wanna do, you don't wanna push your board into the rail, because that's another way of how you'll get caught and you'll hang up. You just wanna make sure that your front truck is gonna get over the top of the rail, because the last thing you want is that, because that is gonna send you flying forward.
If you can get your board to this position and you hit the rail, you're going over it. A lot of times when people get caught, it's because they're starting to level out, because you've been leveling out ollies probably since you started skating. Mob it, make it as vertical as possible, and the more vertical it is, the easier it is to get over it.
So naturally, it's just gonna bounce back. And that's why you wanna raise your foot up, because when it hits, then it's gonna level out and the momentum is just gonna carry you right over the rail.
I know it doesn't sound like it makes a lot of logical sense, but I assure you that's how this trick works. Vertical, hit, you're over it.
Don't learn this on a lower rail. This is actually the very flat bar that I've learned the trick on. So I would say that this is a good height to learn it on, but anything smaller than this, it's gonna be really difficult, because for one, it's just gonna be difficult to get your board vertical, because the lower the flat bar is, the more likely your back truck is gonna hang up, because you need room between your truck and the rail in order for it to bounce back and level out and make it its way over the rail. I think that's really all for this trick. It's just a huge mental game. Watching people do it repeatedly helps, so that's why I'm gonna put a lot of clips in this video of us doing it, so you can slow it down if you need to, and just keep rewatching the trick, because slowly but surely it'll start to make sense. Like I said, I learned this trick in 30 minutes or less, and once it clicked, I can do it on everything now. I don't really lose it, it just always works.
Whoa! Blooper! There's your bloopers.
You all right?
Christ.